back. Let's continue that story, shall we? So, where was I? Oh, yeah, we're talking about city council. So yeah, 17. He gets elected. Between 17 and 21, if you are a regular listener to the podcast, you already know this story, but I'll go and tell it for anyone who's new. So, next to my house, to the east of my house, since forever, there was a big empty field on the other side, which was lined with trees, and there was a big, my mom called it the snake tree. There's a giant tree just in the middle of this field, and we're told to stay away from them because there were snakes there and everything. And it was actually the backyard of the house on the parallel streets behind us. And little old lady owned that house, and lets the neighborhood kids play there and everything, and just have it right next to my house. So it's kind of like an extended yard. Well, when I was helping my dad out this weekend, he reminded me of that, and also told me that he had one time tried to buy the house after that old lady passed away, but her son blocked it, and I got a better deal. Well, that better deal resulted in 2 additional houses being built right next to my house. There's still a hint of a field at the very end there, which you'll see when you turn into the cul-de-sac that our house is on. But there's 2 new houses there, and they are ridiculously overpriced. Affordable housing is a discussion for another time. But the fact that this, it got me upset, it got my siblings upset, and got the rest of the neighborhood upset to the point that they formed a petition. And unfortunately, it was okayed. Obviously, they built the houses since then. The plan was okayed, and guess who decided to condescend to my sister after that vote? Yeah, Logan Healy. So 21 comes around. I decided at the very last minutes that I can't have this guy be unopposed, so I'm putting my name on the ballot. And turned out I was not alone in my thinking that year, because there were 2 other candidates for that, 2 other challengers. One of them, Ryan Spencer. Ryan, good guy, definitely more conservative than me, but still a good guy. When I first met Ryan, he was being helped out by Farsadi as well. So it would have been one of the 2 of us, and I would have been I was totally fine with that. But also he said, "Well, I know your brother Joe." So, how'd you? Okay, that's pretty cool, and all that. So obviously, a primary comes around, and they go into the events and everything. And during those events, I'm reminded very strongly of how big a scumbag this guy actually is. Brian Boy said himself when we did our 100th episode, he was super douchey, and there's that's putting it. That's a way to describe him. I'm using much stronger language than super douchey. But he does come off as such, as you do when you go to the rich kids school and you do your college at USC. I'm not talking South Carolina, and no, I'm talking USC Trojans there. And everything out of his mouth. Oh, I'm about education. You don't hold an office that deals with education like at all. So why the fuck are you even bringing up education? Same goes with the Senate. Why are you bringing up education? The Senate has nothing to do with education. You know, they're separate entities for that. You know. Hence my characterization of him as being a noun, a verb in education. So, and that's something that, frankly, Dems, let's stop with that, please. I know I've tried to stop with that. So let's all make a conscious effort right now. Just stop talking about education, because A, a lot of people don't really give a shit about that. B, unless you're specifically running for a job that deals with it, shut the fuck up about it. You know? And as I say, you got another term, and now this bullshit of him going unopposed. And so many contradictions with this guy. I swear to God. Oh, I'm for the environment. Well, you okayed putting an express lane in on a freeway. That's hardly education. That's hardly environmentalists. You okayed tearing down a golf course, which, if you feel a certain way about golf, you know, that's fine. But on the other hand, golf courses are green space. You're tearing up green space for a district that no one asked for, and you're just continuing with this. Let's push everything further south and be inaccessible. And he's given lip service to improving transit. And I do say lip service. Now, to his credit, he did show up to the Main Street Extension grand opening. And to my credit, I didn't punch him in the face. So, he is the example of what we're talking about within the Democratic Party, between corporate Democrats and progressive Democrats. He is clearly on the corporate side. And Andrew, friend of the podcast, Andrew Rainey, could tell you that as well. Because the Bernie campaign, who they reach out to in that race, not till Logan, I'll tell you that. They reach out to me. Because I would like to think I'm more progressive. I certainly supported Bernie in 16, and here's how much I support Bernie. I wrote Bernie in 24 because let's face it, Harris is also is a national example of a corporatists, Democrats who, well, those corporate Dems are really ruining it for the rest of us. So we need to do something about 29. But in the meantime, fuck you, Logan. All right. Am I now? This is where that political violence thing comes to mind. I'm not suggesting anyone go out and put a hit job on any of these people. I am suggesting just don't vote for them, and then just work to get them out of office. You know, but do it legally. You know, do it legally. Don't try to take matters in your own hands and threaten people with violence. That's not how it works. Try them with ideas. Try and make more persuasive arguments than clearly I'm able to. All right. But that also brings up another topic that is near and dear to Bernie Sanders' heart and mine, and that's getting money out of politics. So let's do that. Let's get money out of politics. Get ready for office. You want to take small donations? Okay, fine, but don't allow an entire lobby to buy you, like the education lobby completely bought Logan. I got a story about that too. This was during the 16 campaign at Washington Days. Washington Days is the annual get-together of the Kansas Democratic Party, held every year in it's February, March, but around that time, and always in Topeka, state's capital, and always fun things to do there. I remember that was actually the last Washington Days I went to as well. I remember with the Southeast Democratic Party, they always bring like barbecue and stuff to share with everyone, and it's always really, really good. And it's come from Kansas City, by the way. And I sat with Nancy and told her, yeah, I observed that Logan was hanging out with the education people, and she was like, well, that's because they bought him. So again, fuck him, but don't kill him. All right, just let's reset for 2029 and just find someone who can run for that office and more importantly can win that office, because that's how you win. That's how it's supposed to be done, not with violence, but with doing things the right way. And on that end, I will leave you with donuts. Talk soon.